I've traded crypto full-time for the last 8 years and made every mistake you can imagine. In this video, I'm going to teach you the number one way I would learn to trade again if I started from zero. I guarantee that after this video, you will 10x your speed of learning and improvement when it comes to trading. And you won't rely on any influencers to do so. So close all other tabs, put away distractions, and focus for the next few minutes because I promise it will forever change the course of your trading journey. Now, for anyone that's new here, my name is Karush AK. I've been trading crypto full-time for the last 8 years. I'm self-taught and saw a ton of improvements in 2021 and 2022, where I've interviewed 100 millionaire and billionaire traders. Using their lessons, I formed the way I trade today. Now, I don't believe it's useful to, like every other influencer, flex my wealth, show you guys Lamborghinis, show you profit screenshots that can easily be photoshopped. But what I can show you is here on my other channel where I have released at least one interview a month for the last 6 months. These are students who I personally mentored, like Vivek here, who's now self-reliant and completely able to generate an income by himself. Nevzat, who went from losing for years to generating a system that over the last 4 months had a 80% win rate for him. Thomas, who made 400% returns on his portfolio over 12 months using just one simple strategy. These are just the first 3 of many interviews. I'm not sharing these to brag. I'm sharing these to show you that the lessons you're going to get in this video are proven to have helped other people make money with trading and reach the freedom that all of us desire. Now let's go ahead and get started with the actual class. I'll start a timer on the screen now. That's the amount of time you need to pay attention to get lessons that I've seen change other people's lives and I believe can change yours. So one of the worst pieces of advice that I see on social media is that new traders should never trade lower than 4-hour chart. And this will actually damage your learning more than anything else. The only reason people say this is they don't fully understand what's required to become profitable. Now, I'll actually use an example with one of my students, Jacques, over here. Jacques made a ton of money in crypto and he was extremely profitable. He did have some very valuable skills, but he lacked just one of the 4 components I'm about to share now and ended up losing everything. I think it was over $700,000. So no matter how much money you make, without all 4 of these, you will inevitably lose it all. So pay attention. The first one, the first pillar or horseman is just a fun word, I don't know why I called it that, is strategy development. This is the first key skill. This is the ability to take data and translate that data into an edge in the market. There's a big misconception most traders have about this, and that's that you only do it once, you build a strategy, and then you make money forever. This does not work for any strategy. If it did, people would just sell singular strategies and be able to make money forever. What happens is, in a competitive market, alpha decays over time. More people find the edge that you're utilizing, start making money off of that as well, and the profit margins get smaller and smaller until they disappear. So strategy development is the art of not finding one strategy that works, but a process of continually developing and adapting your strategy to ever-changing market conditions. Now, the next pillar is journaling. Journaling is the ability to gather high-quality data that directly improves your trading. The first question I ask any trader who comes to me and tells me they're not profitable and they don't know why is, awesome, what does your journal say? And the most common response I get is, I've journaled a few of my trades last month, and that's about it. There is no excuse or substitute for not journaling every single one of your trades meticulously. Trying to trade without journaling is like trying to drive with a cracked windscreen and no mirrors in your car. It's a disaster waiting to happen. And if you can't be bothered to journal, find something else to do, because you're never going to succeed at trading. Now, the next one is risk management. I'm sure you all guessed this one by now. No matter how profitable you are, a 90% loss is always a 90% loss. I've seen traders go from 0 to multi-millions countless times. I'm in crypto after all. I've seen someone go as high as 250 million and then lose all of it. This is why I no longer get any FOMO, because I know that no matter how many millions someone makes on a meme coin or similar, if they don't have every single one of these pillars, they're eventually going to lose it, because I've just seen it happen again and again and again. There's never an instance where someone makes a bunch of money and then they keep that money. Why do you think most lottery winners go broke? It's the exact same principles. So before we talk about the 4th pillar, let's get into an actionable example. Most people try to learn trading via backtesting. Now, backtesting is something I personally, controversially, don't like at all. Why? because backtesting doesn't actually help you develop these skills very well. What people think it is a risk-free way of testing a strategy in the market. What it actually is a waste of time, because if we take a look at the first pillar, strategy development, it's extremely slow at helping you develop a strategy. It does not take into account your ability to interpret real-time data, real-time news events in the markets. It doesn't take into account your lifestyle, your available hours, and in a similar way does nothing to develop your discretion. So when it comes to strategy development, it's actually a really slow and ineffective way to develop a strategy, and it can mislead you and send you in the opposite direction. Next, with journaling, people think, okay, well, at least it's good for journaling. It's mid at best. I'd argue even slow here as well. The real alpha from journaling comes from your ability to real-time interpret events, make notes about those events, real-time interpret and be aware of your emotional states. Half your journal is just noting down what's happening in the markets and what you're feeling during that trade. What emotional mistakes are you making? You don't get any of that with backtesting. In fact, I'm going to change this to slow because mid is an exaggeration. Journaling is also slow as well. Risk management, it's okay. You'll be able to see over a large sample size that if you're risking too much, you'll go to zero very quickly. But you won't be able to see your inability to manage emotional mistakes, what can happen, like you moving your stop loss because of emotional issues. Part of risk management is also knowing when not to trade. For example, I've got a blanket rule. If I sleep less than 6 hours, I do not trade under any circumstances, regardless of how good the market conditions look, because the profit I could make on that one day is not worth the risk of the loss I could take with one bad emotional mistake. So I set that as a rule. And I know long term that'll serve me really well. So already 3 pillars, completely useless. We can move on from backtesting. So what's the next best alternative? What's the solution? We move on to a forward test. A forward test is just when you trade in real time. So right now you're testing your strategy in the real market, just like you would with a backtest, except you're using real-time data. But there's a big problem here caused by that really bad myth we spoke about earlier. New traders should trade higher timeframes because they are safer. People have this misconception that if you trade lower timeframes, it's dangerous, it's gambling. But if you trade higher timeframes, it's safe, it's secure. This is so damaging, it's unbelievable. Because the truth of it is that higher timeframes only look easier because it takes you much longer to realize you suck. When you're trading the higher timeframes, on day 1, say you make $300. On day 6, because you don't really get that many trades trading the one day, you make $500. Day 12, you lose $300. Day 15, you lose another $300. Day 20, you lose $400. Overall, you're losing money right now. But it's only been like 5 trades, so we'll wait it out, see what happens. Get smarter, get better at drawing lines on graphs. When notice none of the 4 pillars included technical analysis. That's just a small subsection of strategy development. So what happens is it takes until day 120 for you to get a large enough sample size of trades to see whether you're profitable or not. And if you're new to trading, you're going to suck at the start, so you're probably going to be very unprofitable, except it took you 120 days to realize it. That period, until you realize you're unprofitable, is why it feels safer. Now, let's move over to the lower time frames. If you trade on the lower time frames, by day 5, you have the same amount of data as someone who's trading higher time frames would have by day 20. You're taking about a trade a day, and you realize by day 30 that, okay, wait, I'm unprofitable. And by day 30, instead of day 120, you have a whole set of data that you can analyze and improve upon. You also get more screen time, you see more candles, and you take more trades. All of these build essential skills. So now, instead of backtesting, we're high time frame trading via forward testing. Strategy development is mid because, well, it's slower than with 1-minute trading. You do the exact same thing, except you learn how to develop your strategy much slower. With regards to journaling, exact same thing. You journal less trades, therefore your skill improves at a slower rate. On 1-minute time frame, it's much faster. Risk management, it's exactly the same. But there's still the last pillar that we need to look at. The last pillar is execution. Execution is a combination of 2 things. Number 1 is your ability to, in spite of whatever emotions come up, stick to your predetermined set of rules. It's staying stoic in your trading, doing what you need to regardless of what you feel like. The other half is intuition and discretion. Your ability to process loads of data subconsciously based on tons of trading experience with your specific strategy and make good decisions that add that extra bit of alpha for you. You do not develop this on any of these, not with backtesting, not with high time frame trading, and not with 1 minute trading. Why? Because, well, there's no money on the line. You don't feel the greed, you don't feel the fear, you don't feel the essential emotions that are the biggest challenge of trading. So what is the solution? Simply trade with a small amount of money. Just $100 or $1,000 can make a world of difference to your trading. Just this tiny amount of money takes you from not really caring about the outcome of individual trades to feeling an immense amount of greed on win streaks to feeling that real fear on lose streaks to it puts your ego into the trades. And with this setup, you can develop the skills you actually need to become a profitable trader. Now, before I give you direct next action steps, for any of you who want a full-time mentor, someone to guide you through this process so you can get results faster versus watching YouTube videos and figuring it all out yourselves, there's a link in the description below where you can apply to mentorship. You will chat with my team, and if it's a fit for both of us, we'll continue. If it isn't, we'll give you some free resources and you can continue anyway. So there, for anyone interested. Next, action steps. So number 1, stop trading immediately with your current portfolio. Because if you guys don't have level 10 on every single one of those skills I shared above, even if you're making money right now, you're probably going to lose it all at some point because you have a deficiency in your skills. The foundation on which you've built your wealth is faulty and at some point will collapse. Next, I want you to drop to lower time frames. Use $100 or $1,000. That's really all you need. And this is total portfolio size, by the way. That means your whole portfolio is $100, which means you're risking really small amounts per trade. And you're going to use this to get level 10 on every single one of those skills. You're going to keep a perfect journal. And then you do not trade with your old or larger portfolio size until you have at least 30 trades confirming that you are a profitable trader. Otherwise, you're losing money anyway. Would you rather learn to trade expensively while losing a bunch of money, or learn to trade on a small portfolio with good risk management where you can't lose that much money? I hope this video has been immensely helpful. I'm confident if you follow the steps I've laid out here, it's going to have a massive impact on your trading journey. If you like this video and want more real actionable videos that'll make you guys better traders, subscribe to the channel, and for the algo, drop a like or something like that too. I'd appreciate it. That's all for today.